Hey, how's it going everyone? Welcome back to another video. Today I have another what's sold on eBay video for you guys. If this is your first time here, welcome to my channel. In these videos, what we do is go through a few different sales I had on my eBay store in hopes that the information that I provide you will help you out in your own reselling business. Now, as always, this is not everything that it has sold for me. This is just a variety of items that I have picked out for this specific video and items that I think will help you guys out. So with all that being said, let's hop right into it. Here we go. Here we have our first item. This is a vintage 1950s Lee denim jacket. Now, I'm not an expert in vintage denim. However, I do know the basic stuff of what to look for. I can usually tell when something is worth picking up just based on the style of it. And as you can see, this jacket just has that vintage style. You can tell from the way the seams are laid out, the way the pockets are made, and from the inside being a vintage pattern wool lining. I knew it was something to look out for, and I knew it was something that I wanted to pick up for sure. I found this at a garage sale for $5, so 100% knew I could get that because for modern day denim jackets, I usually get around 30 anyways. So once I got home, I researched it, was able to pinpoint this back to the 1950s, and it ended up being what they called an Alaskan blanket lined denim, which is what that wool lining was on the inside. So that was a pretty cool thing to figure out. Anyways, these vintage jackets, denim ones, can go for some serious money because there are collectors out there that will pay a premium for this kind of stuff. I've seen jackets sell for thousands of dollars, especially some of the vintage Levi's ones. This one wasn't necessarily a super score, but it was a good one nonetheless. I sat on this for a while, had it listed at $150. Now that we're into summer, I wasn't expecting for it to sell until, it started getting colder out. Ended up getting a best offer of $125, and I took it. So be on the lookout for vintage denim. Next, we have a bread maker. Now, I don't know if I've actually talked about bread makers on my channel before here on YouTube. I know I've talked about it on Instagram a few times, so I figured I'd throw one in this video for you guys just in case I haven't. This was a Cuisinart 2-pound automatic bread maker. Now, since the quarantine started, bread makers have been on the rise in value. People have been wanting to make this stuff at home, and it just cuts down on costs for a lot of people. So they are in high demand, and they are inflated in price right now, which is great for resellers. If you find one cheap at a yard sale or thrift store, it could be worth looking up that model and selling it for a profit. This particular one I picked up for $7 or something like that at a Salvation Army. Ended up selling it for the full price of $99.99 plus $25 shipping, so $125 total. Make sure you're looking out for your bread makers. They are definitely worth it. Alright, next up we have Fighter's Destiny here on the Nintendo 64. This was actually a piece out of my personal collection. If you guys didn't know, I have a pretty extensive N64 collection, and I recently got a box upgrade for this particular game, so this one was my old complete in box copy, and it sold for a total of $50. Like I always say, video game stuff is going to sell no matter what it is, as long as you price it right. This sat in my store for about three weeks, I think is what it took to sell. And one thing that I wanted to note is if you guys are listing complete in box stuff, that means that it is complete with everything that it originally came with when the game was sold. That doesn't just mean that it was the box, the manual, and the cartridge. That means this little white insert box is part of it being complete in box. All these little secondhand inserts and advertisements that would have originally came in the game, that is what makes it a CIB copy, a complete in box copy. When collectors are looking for complete in box, they're looking for the entirety of it being complete, not a manual and a loose cartridge thrown inside the game box. Then you just have a copy that has the box and manual with it. Next up here we have a Mickey Mouse font cartridge for the Cricut system. If you guys don't know what Cricut is, it's a crafting supply thing where you can make your own custom like cards and stuff based on the cartridges that you have. Disney ones are going to sell better than the generic ones, which is why I picked this one out of a lot at a yard sale. I think I paid like $3 or $5 for it. And what was nice about this one was it was actually brand new. As we can see, it does have the seal over the bottom of the cartridge right here, which is important to look for when you do have these. Because if the cartridge is used and has been linked to the previous person's account, it basically becomes worthless to resell because then the person you're selling it to won't be able to have access to the cartridge. So when you're buying these, if you have the resources to, so if you buy them at a yard sale, ask the person if the cartridge has been linked to their account or not, because if it has been linked, it's pretty much worthless. What you want to do is find the ones that are unlinked. But this one sold for a great profit. Like I said, I bought this between $3 and $5, and it sold for a total of $50. Here we have a little bit of a different item. I've never sold one of these before. This is a golf bag pulley. It's from Jeff World of Golf, and it was actually worth a decent amount of money. Only reason I looked it up at the thrift store is because it looked like it was good quality, and I don't know where I'd heard it from before, but I heard of Jeff World of Golf before, so I decided to look it up. I paid $10 for it, and when I was looking up comps, I seen comps for between 75 and 150 bucks, so I was going to take the chance. Now, I know a lot of you guys wouldn't have bought this at a thrift store because you're not comfortable with shipping large items like this. This one luckily folded down a bit, and I was able to fit it into a Home Depot medium-sized box after I resized it a little bit. But you're not going to learn how to do all the big shipping supplies just by watching videos of other people do it. It's something that you need to get hands-on and do yourself. Once you get through a few big items, you'll feel comfortable with picking out the right boxes, you'll feel comfortable with resizing boxes, and it's just a process that you have to learn by being hands-on. Just jump in and do it. Buy one big item, once it sells, get the hang for shipping and everything. It will make you some good profit in the long run, because some larger items like these, like stereo systems, like speakers, like bikes, have some very good value if you learn how to ship them. So don't shy away from this kind of stuff. Like I said, paid $10 for this, sold it for $125 shipped. Next up, we have a Verizon Jetpack. As you can see right here, this was a model number 6620L. I find these pretty often throughout the summer at yard sales and stuff as people are upgrading their mobile hotspots. This is something that you should find start popping up. This one I paid $10 for at a thrift store, sold it for $60 the same day. The only thing that you want to do when you get these is make sure when you go into the settings that the Wi-Fi and stuff is not linked to a specific person, because sometimes these can be password protected and be locked when you find them. So make sure that it is clear of all that kind of stuff. Make sure you do your due diligence and test the unit out. Here's a fun little item. This is a Disney Store mug. This was for the Zodiac series. This one is Cancer. We have a crab here, Sebastian. And I found two of these at the thrift store. I sold one about 2 months ago now, and that was sold like within the first week I got it, and I got the full price of $35.95 on that one. This was my second one, and I took a best offer of $30 on this particular one. Now, mugs are a tricky subject. When I look for mugs, I look for ones that are worth more than 20 to 25 bucks, because one, they are kind of heavy, and two, they're fragile. If you don't wrap them well and ship them well, then you're going to be getting refunds for a broken mug. And they are definitely something that you will sit on for a while, and if they don't have a good subject matter, you might not ever sell them. So when you're learning mugs, take it with a grain of salt and make sure that you're prepared to hang on for it a while. I definitely wouldn't buy a mug anything over $5, especially something on the lower ends. Just make sure when you're looking at mugs, you're doing your research on them. Here's that pair of Nike Vapor Maxes that I found at the thrift store. If you remember from the video, these actually had a deflated heel, which I made sure to show in the photos right here and made sure to note in the listing. And I wasn't sure if these would sell, as well as a normal pair would, an unpopped pair would, which usually sell around 120 bucks. This one I listed at auction and got $85 for it, even with the deflated heel, which was awesome. Vapor Maxes are always going to have value. They're really popular right now, and people just like them for some reason. I actually don't think they're that comfortable personally, but I'll take an $85 profit or an $85 sale on them all day. I think I spent $10 on these in the thrift store. It was like $8 or $10. So that was a good profit right there. So if you ever find these Vapor Maxes and they have a popped heel, don't be afraid of picking them up. Next, we sold one of those pairs of glasses. I picked up 3 pairs of glasses at a garage sale, and I've sold 2 of them so far. I sold the Maui Jim ones. This is the second pair of the Chanel ones, and I still have the pair of Tiffany ones. Picked them up for $2 a piece. The Chanel one sold for a best offer of $100, and it took about 2.5 weeks to sell. Chanel, I mean, if you find it, buy it. Just make sure when you are looking at the stuff, make sure you are doing your homework, because it is a heavily faked brand, and you do not want to be selling counterfeit items. And the way to do that on glasses is if you look on the inside of the frames, you should be able to find the exact model of the frame on Chanel's website. So right here, I was able to look up Chanel 307B or 78 and find it very easily on their website and confirm that these were legit. I confirmed the style, I confirmed the shape of the glasses and the quality of the glasses and everything. So I was confident enough to list these, and they made me a very good profit. Alright, here's an item I'd never seen before. I picked this up at a thrift store for $6 and I decided to take the chance on it. I had no idea what it was. It looked like some kind of electric cooler to me, but what it ended up being was a cold therapy machine. Basically what you do is like put water in here and you turn it on and it flows through like this pack that you put on your shoulders, and it's supposed to help you out. Anyways, I paid $6 for it and sold it for $60. This just goes to show, if you are unsure of an item and you don't know what it is, look it up, because it might surprise you to what it comes out to be. Now this fit perfectly for shipping, fit right inside a Home Depot small box. Easy, super easy to ship, and I couldn't be happier with that profit. It actually sold in 2 days of me listing it. So if you see these cold therapy things by Donjoy, look them up because they got some good value behind them. Alright, sorry if you can start hearing rain and stuff in the background. It's starting to rain pretty hard here. But this next lot of stuff is a bunch of Mario figures. It was 15 things to be exact, and these were actually in a big lot of Amiibos and Amiibo displays at the same sale that I picked up the Chanel glasses at. And I just picked up all the random like outlier things that weren't Amiibo related, lotted them up, and got $50 for them within a day of me listing them. So it might behoove you guys to look out for like little Mario figures when you're digging through toy boxes and stuff. Take them and just lot them up together, because I mean 15 figures for $50. I was completely happy with how that turned out, because that was just extra profit on top of what I was expecting to get out of the Amiibo stuff anyway. So keep an eye out for Mario toys because they have some value. Alright, so this one's a little weird. This is a brand new in-box Fitbit. Now I found this at Goodwill for $10, but what's weird about it was there was the exact same one but in white, and it was used, and they had that one listed at $20. So I was like, I'll take the brand new one for $10, and I was able to flip it for $115 in the matter of 2 days. So keep an eye out for brand new unboxed Fitbit stuff. I actually find it relatively often for some reason. I don't know if people just get them as gifts and never use them and stuff, but Fitbit stuff, brand new or used, will sell typically pretty well. This one just happened to be brand new and sold for a very good profit. So keep an eye out for Fitbit stuff, especially at garage sales and stuff, because people are always upgrading those little kinds of things. Alright, and this brings us to our final thing I want to talk about. These are those Hugo Boss swim trunks. I picked up like 32 of these at Goodwill like 3 videos ago, so it's been like 3 weeks since I've had these. And I've sold like 17 or 18 pairs already, and they're averaging between $45 and $55. So I've done very, very well on these. Paid $4 a piece at Goodwill. Like I said, I picked up 32 pairs. So keep an eye out with your brand new and tag stuff, and keep in mind what season you're in, because I knew swim trunks would sell, and I knew since it was summer they would sell fast. And they did not disappoint. I'm extremely in the money already on these, and I still have like half of them to go. So this was a fantastic pickup, and I couldn't be happier with it. And that's going to wrap things up. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did learn something or saw something that you liked, please leave me a comment down in the comment section below. Otherwise, thanks for watching. Please like this video and subscribe to my channel for more. Until next time, keep on treasure hunting. Peace.